I get eager scrolling through endless patio sets, trying to picture how they'll actually look in your backyard. And you keep wondering if you'll end up spending a lot of money on something that looks great online but falls apart after a summer or just sits half-used because it doesn't fit your family's routine. The fear of buying the wrong outdoor dining set is real, especially when you have a limited space, kids who love to spill drinks, and a budget that can't handle a constant cycle of replacements. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's break down whether the purple leaf outdoor dining set for 8, with its PE rattan and teak accents, actually lives up to the hype for a typical suburban backyard or a compact patio. First off, the biggest question most people have is whether a set this big can stay comfortable and looking fresh through the seasons without turning into a maintenance nightmare. The set is built around a rust-resistant aluminum frame, which is a solid choice because aluminum doesn't corrode the way steel does when it's exposed to rain, humidity, or occasional splashes from a garden hose. In the real world, that means you can leave the table and chairs out year-round without worrying about a rusted skeleton ruining the look. I've seen a few other outdoor frames that start showing orange stains after a single winter, but aluminum holds its color and structural integrity, so you're not constantly polishing or repainting. The chairs and table use an all-weather wide-width PE weave. PE, or polyethylene, is the same material you find in marine deck chairs designed to resist UV fading, water absorption, and mildew. For a family that enjoys weekend barbecues, that translates to less time worrying about a sun-bleached table or a chair that gets soggy and starts to smell. The weave is also tighter than many cheaper rattan imitations, so you won't see the gaps that let rain seep through to the cushions as easily. That's a hidden trade-off you might not think about until you actually have kids or pets climbing over the set. Speaking of cushions, the set includes premium blended olefin fabric cushions for both the seat and the backrest, plus ergonomic armrests. Olefin is a synthetic fiber known for resisting stains and quick drying. In practice, when a glass of lemonade tips over during a sunny lunch, the cushion dries within minutes, and the stain doesn't set. The ergonomic backrest and armrests are more than just buzzwords. They're shaped to support an adult's shoulders without forcing you to hunch over the table. If you've ever tried a cheap patio set where the backs are too flat, you'll appreciate that added comfort for longer dinner conversations or for grandparents who need a little extra support. Now, let's talk about the practical side of fitting an 8-person table into your space. The set's dimensions are generous, and that's a blessing if you regularly host larger gatherings, think family reunions or neighborhood potlucks. However, it can be a problem for anyone with a modest patio or a garden that's already crowded with planters, a grill, and a small fire pit. Because the table is sizable, you'll need to leave at least a 3-foot clearance around it to pull chairs in and out comfortably. If your yard can't accommodate that clearance, you might end up constantly bumping chairs into walls or, worse, having to rearrange your whole layout each time you invite guests over. Another point that often slips under the radar is the weight of the aluminum frame combined with the PE rattan. It's heavy enough to stay put in a gusty wind, which is great for stability, but it also means the set isn't something you can easily move around on a whim. If you like to reconfigure your outdoor space seasonally, maybe swapping the dining area for a lounge zone in summer, this set will require a couple of strong people to shift it. For most homeowners who set up a dedicated dining corner, that isn't a deal breaker, but it's worth noting if you value flexibility. Who should really consider buying this set? If you have a large, open patio or a backyard where an 8-person table won't dominate the space, and you plan to use it frequently for meals, holiday gatherings, or even as a place for the kids to do crafts, the purple leaf set offers a blend of durability and comfort that few other mid-range options match. The rust-free aluminum frame, weatherproof PE weave, and stain-resistant olefin cushions all work together to reduce the time you spend on upkeep. For families with young children, the ergonomic armrests give a bit of a safety edge, keeping little hands from slipping off the seat. And if you live in a region with harsh sun or occasional rain, the materials are built to handle that exposure without turning yellow or rotting. On the flip side, if your outdoor area is modest, say a balcony or a narrow patio, and you're looking for a set that can be folded and stored during the off-season, this might not be the best fit.